Hello, everybody. Welcome back to me. You guys have presumably been, hanging around on YouTube all along, uh, waiting. Um, yeah, I took a week off. Wasn't exactly planned. So what it started was I had a dentist appointment, and that was the same day that the My Hero movie was supposed to come out in English. And I figured, okay, well, I'll just wait until the movie actually gets uploaded and I can react to it before starting Star Versus, and I won't have to worry about it later. But it's been a week. It still hasn't been released online, anyways, that I can find in English. I want the dub. Um, and well, I mean, aside from that, I also started messing around with a new Minecraft world, a mod pack called Vault Hunters. You may have heard of it. It's by Escal85. He's a great content creator. A lot of fun. The pack itself is, it looks like a lot of fun, and uh, it probably can be eventually. But well, I just tried to run my first vault in that pack, and I fucking died and lost just about everything. So I yeah, I'm not really in the mood to play that mod pack again for a little while. Why is my mouth messing up? Whatever. Um. So yeah, I figured. Well, I'm done with that for the time being. Why not just jump right into recording again? And obviously, it's Star Versus time. We got to finish up this series. And, I kind of feel like maybe part of the reason why I took this week off is because I don't want Star Versus to end. Like, I really like this series. I really like its characters. It is, to me, everything that Soul Eater wasn't. Which, by the way, after I finished recording that, I did go ahead and look shit up, and it turns out that Soul Eater was one of those animes like Hellsing and what do they call it, Full Metal Alchemist, where the anime was being created at the same time as the manga, and rather than doing like the One Piece route where, they put in filler and they stretch each chapter out to cover multiple episodes, or doing like a seasonal anime type deal like they've learned to do in modern times, instead, they just let the anime overtake the manga and they started making up their own shit. And apparently it happened actually relatively early on. Like the divergence point was seriously early in the manga, at least. And like still fairly, like, before even the halfway point of how long the anime ended up actually running. And yeah, apparently I was not alone in thinking that, like, the overall quality of the anime was not that great. But, I mean, I also seem to be not alone in thinking that the world was pretty awesome, the characters were pretty awesome, and that it could have been better. And apparently also the manga ending was apparently way worse than what the anime actually came up with. And apparently Chrono was like the big bad, which that's just kind of disheartening, actually, in the long run. I definitely prefer Krona being, you know, a good person in the anime, um, even if they weren't that prominent and relevant. Um, so yeah, if anybody knows of like a good Soul Eater abridged that like goes through and fixes a lot of the problems that I had with the anime, feel free to recommend it to me. Um, right. So Star Versus. We left off with Eclipse's husband there, Globgor, right, being released, um, and her and him being accepted by Muni, um, and all that happened because Romulus, overzealous asshole that he has always been. Like, I saw a fucking video recommended to me on YouTube. It's just like, why Romulus didn't work, or why Romulus could have worked, or some other bullshit like that. And it's just like, guys, from his very first appearance as an individual character, Romulus was presented as an overzealous kind of asshole, trying to do the right thing, but he's a fucking idiot. And so when you combine all those factors together, like, him being the bad guy in that situation was not surprising at all. The surprising part was that the other council members weren't in on it. uh anyway. Yeah, I like the episodes. I like Globgor, I like Eclipse, of course. So, if that's our new status quo moving forward, so to speak, because there's not much time for there to be a status quo right now, and like, we still have a fair amount to deal with, if I remember correctly. Like, Moon and River are like forming their own civilization out in the woods, apparently, because of people who resent Eclipsa, and I mean, not unrightfully so. She's trying to do like a restore the kingdom to monsters type thing because, they were the indigenous population, the humans stole their lands, and, that's admirable to a certain extent, but Eclipse is forgetting to take care of the humans that she is displacing, and that is making her, that made her very unpopular for a while. But all the people who were mad at her seem to have left the kingdom, so like maybe that contributes to her rise in popularity. I don't know. Regardless, we also, of course, have the Star, Marco, Tom, Kelly, all of that bullshit plot lines going on. Hang on. If I remember correctly, we had an episode about Star and Marco severing the Blood Moon Ball bond. So time will tell whether or not that actually worked, or if it was just, bullshit. I'm trying to remember. It has been so long since I watched Star versus, well, anything. Let's see. Eclipsa has the wand right now. Star can do magic without it, so it doesn't really matter. Star and Moon are descended from Pi folk. Anything else that's actually important? I mean, fucking, forget what his name is. The book guy, the little asshole that lives in the book. He's teaching Meteora, and like apparently causing all the history of Muni, the good and the bad. Like, I don't know. I know it starts with a G. I just can't fucking remember what the fuck his name is off the top of my head. Oh well. Right. So, yeah. Let's look at what the uh, the titles are for these 4 episodes. So we have Doop Doop. Okay. And I immediately am drawn to the guest star thing, which says Justin Roiland is playing Doop Doop. So that means that Doop Doop is a character. With Justin Roiland providing the voice, I'm guessing someone fairly, like, wacky and, like, not entirely mentally stable, probably. It all depends on which voice he's using. Is he going to be more Rick? Is he going to be more Morty? I don't care. Either way, should be fun. Justin Roiland is always a riot. Britta's Tacos. I don't know who Britta is. I mean, tacos, sure. I guess maybe we'll have like another Goblin Dogs type episode. That sounds about right. And then we have Beach Day, which, that feels like it should be a half-hour episode because of like all the force. Like I remember the picture that Star said she got from Father Time that I could not find an episode where she got it. Which to me is kind of shitty that they didn't actually bother to show Star getting it. But apparently it proves that everything is going to turn out okay because Star and Marco go to the beach, and why would they do that if everything is terrible? So apparently now we're going to the beach. So I'm expecting that to be the photo. And then finally, Gone Baby Gone. I'm expecting that one to be about Meteora. Other than that, though, I don't think I have anything else other than that. So, let's finally get on with it. And, yeah, we'll switch over here. And then we'll, let's see. Let's see if I can refamiliarize myself with this. Okay, so we're going to be starting in 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, so that was an interesting set of episodes to come back on. Oh, my ears. It's been a week since I recorded. My ears are not used to their headphones. Okay, so the first one might be the least of them. Honestly, I don't know if it's my standards being lower or what, but like I actually think all of these were pretty good. None were like super what's the word? Like none of them were on a level where it's just like I was completely blown away by them, but they were all pretty good, I think. All right, that's the way to phrase that. Okay, so the first one though was probably the least of them. Just because it... well, okay, there are multiple reasons why it was the least of them. It's just a reset back to Season 1, which, while I do appreciate the circular narrative, it just... The specific way that this was brought about, I'm not the biggest fan of. And, it rather unceremoniously just shafted Tom and basically said, yeah, no, him and Star are on a break now and they're probably not going to work things out by the end of this. Or rather, by the end of this, they will have gotten to a point where working it out is no longer viable. And, yeah, fucking Doop Doop. Like, why was the episode named after him? B, like, why did Star name the spell Doop Doop? Why did she leave it in a shed? Just why? I like, after the spell was introduced, I kind of thought we'd be going in a direction of just like the spell now actively resents Star and they're gonna have to like fight Star's spell or something like that, just magic backfiring. But like, no, Duke Dupe was just a bit character that was there for like a minute and a half tops and didn't ultimately matter besides making it very obvious to Tom that, oh yeah, Star is stalling. And yeah, overall the episode was it was very just meh. And I still don't remember Glossaric. There we go. Fucking finally. Oh, it just popped in my head all of a sudden, and oh my god, that is such a weight off my fucking chest. Like, holy fucking shit. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Oh. Alright. Anyway. The episode in general was just kind of meh. So I do kind of like the implication of like Star when all else fails in Star's life, when she doesn't know what else to do, when she's just kind of lost, Earth, and in particular the Diaz family, is where she defaults to. Which is interesting. It's not Moon and River. It's not any of the other people in her life that could potentially be considered, you know, family and mentor figures and whatnot. Like, she doesn't go to Glossaric. No, she goes to the Diaz's. And I think that makes a lot of sense. And frankly, I honestly wish they'd lean into that a little bit more. But for what it is, it's fine. The second episode, good God, the second episode. Okay, the second episode might actually be my favorite overall. Just because, like, yeah, it was great to see all of the various characters from earlier in the show, even if some of them didn't get voice lines, like Skolnick. I don't think she got voice lines. But yeah, like, that whole thing was just one big catch-up session with all of the people that we'd met, and, like, you know, partially showing that, like, life went on Earth while Star and Marco were on Muni, which is great because, like, not a lot of shows would remember that or bother pointing it out, especially shows that are more episodic in nature. But I guess Star Versus has been pretty serialized for like the last season and a half, at least. But yeah, the plot of the episode, well, I mean, turned out to be a huge Shaggy Dog story. Oh yeah, sorry, the prize got stolen. Like, what the fuck? Also, the fact that it was just a fucking t-shirt, 200 fucking tacos, like, good God. I mean, a fast food place like that, the average amount that a meal costs, like, even, I mean, yeah, even if they're like $1 tacos, that's still $200 fucking dollars to drop on tacos. Marco might be getting $650 a month from, you know, Princess Marco Tardina, you know, stuff like that. Like, but just for fuck's sake, that's way too much fucking money to drop on one of those types of things. And then yeah, Jackie with a girlfriend. I mean, I'm not surprised given the amount of, like, I'm pretty sure her and Star had some pretty good chemistry. And I'm pretty sure that was like one of the biggest ships for a while. Not for me personally, but like for people watching the show. Um, I'm pretty sure Jackie and Star got shipped a lot. um, but you know, I think it's interesting that they were able to get away with it because like it was pretty blatant. Like they didn't kiss on screen or anything, but like A, they're teenagers. B, the them going off holding hands like that that's a little bit more intimate than simple best friend stuff is usually shown as, at least between two friends of the same gender. Well, yeah, we'll go with that for right now. Language is tricky. But like, yeah, if it were, Jackie and some guy doing that, then yeah, it would be very obvious. Like, oh yeah, they're totally dating. And because it's Jackie and a girl, there's probably a certain section of people in the internet. Just where's the expression here? That's the right expression. Oh my god. Base. Why? But yeah, there's bound to be a certain section of people who just deny it. I mean, for fuck's sake, people still deny Korosami. Like, even today. It's... even after the creators of the fucking show came out and were just like, oh yeah, oh my god, that is super loud. The creators, Bryke and whatnot, they came out and said, oh yeah, Korra and Asami, they're totally a couple. And people were still just like, no, they're straight. Bullshit. Anyway, point being, I'm surprised they got away with putting that in there. They must have known that the show was ending soon and were just like, screw it, we're going to do whatever we want, basically. I mean, it's not saying for sure that she only likes girls, but, I mean, she is definitely into girls at least as well. So, like, that is definitely a thing there. But then again, I'm pretty sure Star is too, because just, like, wow. Like, with the amount of just fanning out that she has over even the slightest cool thing a girl does, like Jackie's girlfriend. Like, you could tell Star was just like, wow, Jackie is so lucky to have her. With that. Anyway, point being that, like, yeah, that episode was just a lot of fun. It was the exact kind of fluffy stuff that, like, I don't want it constantly, but when it shows up and it's done well, which I'd say this one was, yeah, this was good. Like, I also like that, wow. Anyway, I appreciate the fact that they put in a little bit of tension where it's just like, oh, is something going to happen with Marco and Jackie? But then they didn't play it, they didn't make it super dramatic. They were just like, yeah, Marco's freaking out over basically nothing, and Jackie lets him know that, yeah, no, he was pretty crappy as a boyfriend. Okay, she used the word standard, but, like, he was pretty crappy. The fact that the standard is that low is... Anyway. But yeah, lost my train of thought. Anyway, I like that they put in a little bit of tension, but they didn't actually go the dramatic route with everything. They had it resolved nicely and happily and without any kind of stupidity. No nonsense. And then we had the beach day episode, and, like... yeah, the fact that there was no corresponding episode, to my memory, of Star getting the photograph from Father Time, that really brings that whole thing down. Like, if this had been a proper arc, if we'd actually gotten an episode where Father Time gave her the picture and was just like, hey, you're going to have this great day someday. Everything's going to work out. Um, or whatever. Like, if we'd actually gotten to see all that, then it would have been fine. And this would have actually been a pretty good resolution to it all. But the fact that we didn't get that, we just had the resolution without any of the setup, really. That kind of brings it down a lot. It was a fun episode, don't get me wrong. But, like, in terms of its place in the story, I do feel like it's less than what it should have been. And then there's also just the you know what, as far as like messages go and whatnot, like I feel like Beach Day is one of the better executed ideas and messages of the show, where it's just like happiness isn't really permanent. Anyone who tells you it is, well, either there's something actually wrong with them and they're hiding it, or just, I don't know. But, like, most, as far as I can tell in life, most people don't experience just everlasting happiness and joy every fucking day. There are people who appear happy and cheerful, and oftentimes they're some of the most fucked up inside people that you'll ever meet. But, like, everybody has bad days, and sometimes those bad days never seem to go away. Like, so that just makes the good days stand out and be cherished even more. And, you know, people who do have, like, depression and mental illness and stuff, obviously they're gonna be more aware of that sort of thing. But, like, yeah, even if happiness isn't permanent, you know, cherish when you are happy and find things to look forward to. Even if they don't turn out being as good as what you thought it was, just having that anticipation of something in your head and in your heart, really, well, it can make it easier to go on. Like, I don't want to get too personal about it, but I do know what that's like. And in fact, frankly, I was feeling that way rather recently. Just like, the world sucks. What's even the fucking point? I'm never going to get to do all the things that I want to do, it seems like. So why bother trying? But no, there's still little stuff. There's still things worth sticking around for. And, you know, if it comes to it, worth fighting for. So, yeah. And then the last one was cool. It runs into a lot of the same issues as other episodes involving Hekapoo's dimension, just strangeness with time and memories and whatnot. And, you know, it's the same issue we had with Meteora being turned into a baby the first time. Like, holy fuck. It's happened twice now. How many times is Meteora going to get to grow up and then just get turned back into a baby? At this point, it's a running joke, practically. But yeah, that was a cool episode. You know, I like the villain, quote unquote. Like, I don't know if he was necessarily like that evil. Like, certainly he didn't seem trustworthy. He gave off the air of a trickster, not necessarily an evil entity, but someone that, like, isn't really all that good either. Someone you very much should be wary of making deals with. But yeah, he seems kind of cool. I wouldn't be opposed to having that character return. Yeah, and just in general, it was a very fun episode. the only other thing is that Hekapu and Father Time both have now given warnings of just like, yeah, some major shit is gonna go down here, um, presumably within the next 5 episodes. um, well, I say presumably. Of course, it's gonna be in the next 5 episodes. They wouldn't tease all that and then do absolutely nothing with it. But like, it's a question of, is it going to be in the next set of episodes or in the last set of episodes? Because I'm pretty sure with 5 episodes, unless one of these is like double length, I'm pretty sure. Do I risk it? Yeah, I got to. I gotta risk it. 21 looks like a half-hour episode. But other than that, they all appear to be, divided in halves. Yeah, there's only gonna be two. There's only gonna be two more videos for Star Versus after this one. Which, yeah, we're fast approaching the end of the series. And unlike with Soul Eater, where I was just kind of relieved to be over with it, no, I don't want to leave this world. The world of Star Versus, I mean. Oh boy, that... I could have phrased that better. What I meant to say is that I really enjoy Star Versus, I really enjoy the characters, and I really enjoy the story on a level that I just could not even approach with Soul Eater. And therefore, the thought of not watching the show anymore, like, at all, and not having any new episodes to look forward to, no movies, no spin-offs, prequels, what have you, and, like, oh god, that, actually, now that I think about it, that would be really fucking cool if Disney, like, went ahead and made a full animated, like, feature-length, Star Versus film. But given what I've heard about the end of this series, I don't really know how feasible that is. Something, no more magic bullshit. I don't fucking know. Yeah, I have a lot of trepidation about the end of the series, both in terms of the potential quality of the ending, but also just the fact that it is ending. Yeah, just what do I do there? I don't know. Either way, this has been a long recording. So, well, I say long. It feels like it's been a long recording. I've been talking a lot. So, I'm going to call that good enough for this time. It was very much fun. And, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Until then, bye-bye.